And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning and welcome to the market forecast. Friday, August the 27th, as usual. John Hoagland here. Thank you for trusting me with your time. As always, we're going to be looking for good context, good risk management, and infinite patience in our trading today. First, I can't not say anything about this. We're all aware of what happened yesterday. Evil reared its ugly head again, and please take a moment to pray for our military and their families, all of those civilians, anybody who is not where they want to be today, and pray for all of us. Days like yesterday, they change us in some way, and it's given us even more to pray for. So at some point today, say a prayer for all of us. That said, we'll get into the markets here today. This morning, well, we all know what we're waiting for. 9 o'clock Central Time. Chairman Powell is going to be speaking to everyone about the things they've been talking about behind closed doors in Jackson Hole. But at 7:30 this morning, the international trade numbers came out, and the deficit came out considerably lower by 6.2%. So that's a good thing, it seems. Personal income and outlays income, almost a 1% rise in personal income over the last month. It's certainly a good thing. And then, of course, 9 o'clock, we have consumer sentiment, as well as the Fed Chair Powell speaking about policy moving forward. We've all been waiting for that. U.S. futures look to open higher, with the main focus is really going to be laser focused on what the Fed chair has to say. It should give some more clear guidance into the timeline for reducing the Fed bond purchasing program. Crude prices have firmed as Libya has reduced production, and Tropical Storm Ida threatens in the Gulf of Mexico. So we've got crude oil already moving to the upside. We're going to take a look at that very shortly. As always, make sure you hit the lucky like button, share, comment, question, feedback, and heckling are always welcome. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notifications when we do go live. A brief look a few minutes ago at the VIX, down 5%, 1792 last I checked. Dollar index a little bit lower off the close from yesterday, 93.01, and the 10-year yield off its high from yesterday, but still 1.33%. As always, got to say good morning to everyone. Brian, good morning. First in the room, you win the prize. Ed Nelson, good morning. Charles, Kevin, Janus, Theo, James, George, Caesar, Ryan, stacking bananas, good morning. Andrew, Vince, Stephen Lee, Jason Cargill, Friday Night Lights time. Happy Friday. It's kind of funny, Vince. You were just talking about that. Laura, good morning. Zoraine, and NM, good to see everybody this morning. Yes, it's Friday. It's the last day of the week. I've already kind of resigned myself to the fact that I'm probably not going to be doing anything until after 9 o'clock. If there's a big move, if there's anything that comes of it, it may be a big goose egg. We don't know, but we just have to wait and trade what we see. Of course, I'll be looking for opportunities to manage risk before anything else. If I see something that looks good to me, my first thought is always, where's the risk on this? If the risk is too great, I may take a pass. I may see if I can get into the trade at a cheaper level, but I'm always thinking risk first, and hopefully you are as well. We're hoping to finish the week strong and then go off and have a nice weekend. Andre, Daco, Greg, Nelson, good morning. It's good to see everyone. All right, we're going to jump into the charts here, as always, starting with the daily and crude. Got it all set up. Let's go ahead and take a brief look. And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience. Sorry about that. We already saw that. Now let's look at the charts. Okay. So 68.60's weekly kickoff high, and it was going to be somewhat pivotal today. We already saw the market moving above that level before the open. That might be useful information. We used to call that the opening call. We used to have to run out to the pit and ask the brokers where they thought the market was going to open. And sometimes you could see a rally before the market even opened. If the opening call kept being pushed higher and higher, that was something that the traders that we were getting that information for were probably using. So yesterday, an inside day, not a lot of activity, but we did manage to bring in 6,900 in new open interest, new business. Fundamentals seem to want to squeeze supply. We've got 2 days now of open interest kind of backfilling, and the volume was okay yesterday. By backfilling, I mean we've seen a pretty significant drop in open interest. Yet the day before and yesterday, we started to see some interest coming back into this market, which may give it the energy it needs to have a bigger move. And if that bigger move is to the upside, it's our job to try and take advantage of it. So really the question for me today is, are we going to accept finally above this weekly kickoff level, 68.60 again, or are we going to fail and pull back off of that level? So far, what we're seeing is we've got some buyers coming into this market, even though, taking a look at the 30-minute chart, settlement is all the way down here, 67.42. We've got a whole lot of overnight longs in this market. From settlement, all night long, price continues to get pushed higher and higher. Weaker hands, quite possibly, are the ones that are creating that, and they're looking for new business to continue the move to the upside. If we don't see it relatively early, we may see an adjustment in inventory. We've opened with a gap. We've got an important inflection level. We've just traded to a previous naked point of control here on the open, before the open, and on the open. Looks like we've put in a little bit of a double top here, which is not necessarily indicative of a finished upside auction. So there's lots of things to think about here. This weekly kickoff level was resistant. We've driven above it. We've opened above it. If we get the opportunity to come back to it, it might be an interesting opportunity because it will allow us to limit our risk. If we get a gap close or even deeper, that's something we'll have to consider, especially if we get back into value from yesterday. The value area from yesterday could be a bit of a magnet to take us right back down to settlement. It all depends on if we see new business coming into the market to the upside. If we do not, then we may see our overnight longs capitulate and decide they're going to start to get out and push price lower. Again, with the information at 9 o'clock with Chairman Powell, I've pretty much resigned myself to try and be very patient and try not to do anything. I'm going to make sure that the market is giving me an opportunity instead of me going to chase an opportunity today. I think it's going to be very important for me to do that, and perhaps for all of you, because if this turns out to be a big event day, There's going to be a lot of chasing, a lot of FOMO. We don't want to do that. Make sure you let the market come to you and say, here's a good opportunity for you. Here's the E-mini S&Ps now. Go to the daily. So we've been wrestling with this weekly kickoff high here all week long. Okay, yesterday, a little bit of a scare into the marketplace. We lost 8,600 in open interest. This was not a short creating event. It was a long liquidation event. I'm going to again, I've got it written right here. Hurry up and wait. 9 o'clock, we don't know what's going to say. We don't know how the markets are going to react to it, so stay patient today. Weekly kickoff high, that 44.80 is going to be somewhat pivotal today. We've looked above it. We have not necessarily accepted above it today. We had two closes above it. And then, of course, we got knocked back down below it yesterday. Volume yesterday was a little higher, but that's typical for down days. The open interest drop is long liquidation, not new selling coming in. So I don't think that we've really turned the corner, and we should be looking to go lower. I'm still looking at this market as the structure is still putting higher highs and higher lows in overall. So I think we're still in a good upside structure. Never know when the big pullback is going to come. It's going to come actually when we all give up on it and we say, well, the heck with it, let's buy it, and everybody's in, and then it's going to happen. Take a look at the 30-minute chart. Excuse me. Hey, it's enough of that. All right, so yesterday, losing 8,600 in open interest, down day, took us back down below this inflection level. Seems to be a little bit resistant for us today, kind of lining up nicely with value high from yesterday. We've got some overnight longs in this market as well. Settlement was all the way down here, 44.6650. Put that on your charts. Most of the overnight was pushing price higher and higher, but we're still inside value. We're still inside the range, and we are continuing to contest with this 44.80 level. We're going to get tired of hearing about this level very soon if we're not tired of it already. There's no gap. We're inside value area, inventory adjustment in play already. This consolidation can do a lot to even out inventory over time. Stay patient. We're in range. We're in value. If we get an opportunity to have the overnight inventory get out a little bit and give us an opportunity for lower levels for executions for longs, that would be a sweet thing to do. If it doesn't, we're going to be pivotal at this 44.80 level, but be careful with that. Be careful with that. It can be very choppy in this regard. So starting to see a little bit of selling coming in. If we get the opportunity to look for a cheaper long, I would welcome that. I'm short below, long above this level, but again, be careful with that because it can chop you up. But again, I'm probably going to be on the sidelines until the Powell speech and the responses to it. Nasdaq, it's been presenting as stronger than the E-mini S&P. We've left our weekly kickoff level behind us. We're still wrestling with it in the S&Ps. Open interest, we lost 1,700 yesterday, kind of similar to the S&Ps on higher volume. The market always brings higher volume on the down days. Again, I'm going to hurry up and wait. Taking a look at the 30-minute chart, very similar. Settlement down here. Whoa. Settlement down here, 15,274.75. 15,274.75 is settlement. Put that on your charts. We have some overnight longs. They've been consolidating right in the middle of value from yesterday. This may be enough to kind of even out some of that inventory. Consolidation does help even out inventory. And we're right in the middle of the value area. Again, hurry up and wait. No gap inside the value area. Big speech at 9 o'clock. Chill. No reason to get cut up. All right, gold. We had a pretty nice overnight test up to the zone that we've been looking at, which is 1807 to 1809. Rejection. Overnight longs capitulate. We opened with a gap, just about. It looks like a small gap, which was closed right away. And now we are checking into and possibly accepting inside value from yesterday. Returning to and accepting value when the market opens outside of the range brings us the value area special situation play, which if we truly accept inside value, there's a high probability that at some point during the session today, price could reach the bottom of value from yesterday. So a pretty substantial move, especially if we were up at 2 o'clock in the morning and selling up against this inflection level. I was not. We lost 3,300 in open interest on this move to the upside. What else we got? Yeah, that's really the main point I was going to try and make was, if we spend some time inside value, then that's going to mark acceptance. And remember, time marks acceptance of current price. We spend some time in here, that's going to mark acceptance of value from yesterday and perhaps give us the opportunity to take the ride all the way to the lower end of value from yesterday. It's a tricky play sometimes. You got to be patient. Sometimes it'll happen even before you recognize it. Anything can happen, but again, I'm in a hurry up and wait mode, knowing what's coming out here at 9 o'clock, or at least the opportunity for something to change or some markets to move at 9 o'clock. Okay, the euro. I was finding it very interesting early this morning because we had tested to this weekly kickoff high here. We had tested to this inflection level up here in this trend line, and we were still between them. It looks as though now we are attempting to break back into the weekly kickoff range. It was supportive, support. If it can't hold, we may see some selling coming into this market. We added 3,600 in open interest on this down move yesterday. So that's telling us, well, maybe we aren't ready to break out above that level. I mean, we've been holding downside structure for quite some time. Downside structure remains. 30-minute chart. Here we go. So the market open in range and in value. Looks like some sort of thing happening perhaps with the dollar. I'm going to take a quick look here and see what's going on. Yes, we have a pretty decent boost in the dollar, it looks like, since the 7:30 numbers. So that's, of course, going to be putting pressure on. So this looks like a decent opportunity. There's likely to be some fish down here. If we can accept below, there is space down below. There's naked points of control. There's things to look at, things to try and get to. We've got a gap here. We got another naked point of control down here. There's repair that could be fixed down there. And if we can't accept below, then there's again space to the upside. We've opened in range and value. We've left that. We are attempting to reject yesterday's value area. But again, this is going to be a pivotal area where we're looking for opportunities to accept below it to continue the move to the downside, or a failure to accept below it and a move back to the upside. There's some fish here. Direction, I wish I could tell you. And the 10-year. 10-year has been piling on the open interest for the last 3 sessions. We added another 69,000 yesterday. I was looking for a good test of this swing low that didn't happen yesterday. And sometimes what doesn't happen is as important as what does. Volume and open interest continue to pour in. Decent volume for the last couple of sessions and a lot of open interest coming in. Looking at where we're at here, we're inside yesterday's range. It looks like we're probably inside value. It's another hurry up and wait situation. All right. So a little bit of knee jerk going on at the 7:30 numbers. I was kind of looking at opportunities at the overnight high and low. We took out the overnight high. We're looking to reject that. If we can't hold the overnight low, then perhaps we're going to see prices move lower. But I mean, this is an interest rate product. What are we going to be talking about today with Chairman Powell? Interest rates and buybacks, and all of that information is really, you can see last night it just hugged settlement. A little bit of news came out. We got some knee jerk. It's right back in value. Again, I'm going to try and stay patient. Patient, patient, patient. Always a good idea. Today, I think it's especially a good idea. So, on that note, what do we got here? We're in good shape here. We got about 8 minutes before the equity open. Take your deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, and creative today. Again, say a prayer for world peace. Say a prayer for all of us. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Be good to others. Have a good trading day today. Have a nice weekend. Do something nice for yourself. Don't forget to pray. And I'll see you Friday morning at 8 o'clock Central Time for the market forecast. Having trouble speaking this morning. That happens to me from time to time. But, get out there and profit today. That's our job. Let's do it. I'll see you in the pits, and I'll see you again Monday morning at 8 a.m. Have a great weekend. Finish the week strong. We'll see you later.